It's the 17th of September 2014. This is the Earth Mind... no, it's not. It's Universal Mind Healing Group. Anyone there?
Good morning. Yes, we are all here. This is an interesting day. A lot of shifts are occurring around the planet at the present time. And we have some movement in the Western weather pattern. If you'll recall, about 2 weeks ago or 3, we requested and directed our intent to have some Southern Pacific moisture move up in such a manner it might bring relief to the Southern California drought area. And this has happened. A hurricane, Class 2 hurricane moved up through Baja and is just missing California, and the remnants of it are breaking up and moving on up into Arizona and New Mexico. But there is some of it that has hit Southern California. I was online with Rachel yesterday afternoon, and it just started pouring rain down there. Rachel, have you received very much rain?
It happened when we were together, Frank, and then after we weren't, it stopped. So I found that very interesting.
Well, we'll
have to connect more.
You'll have to try to turn it on during the show again, then, because there's some moisture around. It's not big, but there is another one said to be building to the south again. And if we put some energy and attention to that, we'll try to swing it north. It is presently stated that it will go inland before it reaches the United States, but we'll try to bring that northward also. So, are there any further requests this morning?
Well, you can always keep an eye on Iceland.
Okay, we'll do that. We were having an interesting conversation with Kimry just before the show started, and she is the keeper of Yorick, a crystal skull, and she has an incredible amount of information about what's happening around the world energetically at this time. And Kimry, when we finish the Earth Mind work, I'd like to invite you this morning to tell us about what you're doing and the effect that all the shifts are having on Earth consciousness, and how we can work with the other groups again through Yorick. And can you do that for us?
I sure will, Frank.
All right. So let's go directly into our meditation and deal with the Earth Mind stuff so we can listen to Kimry longer. All right. Take your awareness into your head and your forehead. Move right straight back, pausing to reach out and unify with all the soul consciousnness of Earth, the morphogenic field of all living souls that are here by intent. And that intent is the evolution of consciousness for this portion of the human, galactic or universal order of humans. And when you do this, you feel your I am presence expand. We're not alone. We are part of an incredible group of humans, God force beings that are evolving in consciousness. And we're all going through different phases of our evolution of consciousness, and all of course, for everything that happened to stress us and keep us moving. But at this present time, we're moving out of this particular soul group's main stress, which has been to experience domination on Earth, and we're moving into dominion. So everything we can do to empower that and reach out and make right choice, always make right choice. Take that moment of self-introspection and for self-realization of not just doing what's right for you, which can be wrong choice, but doing what's right for everyone. And so with that thought in mind, we'll go directly to earth mind by stepping on back deeper in your consciousness, past the psychic center, back into the expanded consciousness. Feel yourself expand in a subtle energy field. Drop your awareness down the spine to your heart center, the 0 point. And then on down deeper, down the spine to the root chakra. And then on down into earth mind, where we'll work with Gaia on the weather patterns. And we'll use energy from the earthquake grid. All right. Now spread your awareness to Southern California and come into attunement with the grid. Someone has their mic open and there's something around.
Oh, Maryland.
Yeah.
You like something?
Okay. Bring your awareness into Southern California and feel the earthquake grid there at that time. It's just like taking yourself down into the earth, expanding out, and allowing your subconscious mind to deliver information. And it's a feeling of just being in resonance with Earth mind in that area, and feel the stress building up in earthquakes. And immediately as I said the word stress, you felt it rise in your system. Let it rise right on up your spine, right out through your crown chakra, out through oversoul, up into the ionosphere, to where we've created the golden grid, a shield around the earth. And that shield was created with the intent to deflect solar energies that might be detrimental to us, to deflect any intrusive forces from outside, and also to distribute energy carrying our will and intent to all humans around the world. And just let the energy stream up your spine from the earthquake grid in Southern California. Feel it spread laterally all around the world. You move your awareness up further north to the San Diego area and into that general fault line that runs the full length of the coast. I'll move further northward to the San Francisco area, through the Los Angeles area, and on up to the Oregon line, where there is some activity at the base of the San Juan de Fuca plate. Now shift eastward to the Sierra Nevada mountains. Follow that range all the way back south again to our point of beginning. And east of Los Angeles into Nevada, and that's the southern tip of the crustal plate that It's them creating the rise of the Rocky Mountains. Follow the mountains northward. All the way to the Yellowstone, where we pull the energy away from the Yellowstone cauldron. And incidentally, we've been very successful with that because there's only minor earthquakes occurring there now. Follow the Rocky Mountains north to the Canadian border, then swing back westward to the Cascade Range, full length of Oregon, and up into Washington. Lift those energies upward. There's an intensity occurring around Mount Olympus. I move further northward to Alaska. To the subduction zone of the North Pacific Plate under the Alaskan landmass. Plethora of energy releasing there constantly. Lift those upward. Westward down the Aleutian chain. Only minor activity there today. And I will note that the intensity of the earthquakes since our last week's work, or Wednesday work, Saturday's work, has decreased on the average of 2 points on the Richter scale. That's down through Japan. There is some mid-range activity in Japan. 5.6. We lift those energies upward, capturing and clearing the radioactivity that's occurring from the nuclear reactors, taking that up in a whirling spiral, transmuting it as we distribute it around the world. Gary, your microphone is open.
It is? You can hear me?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Why is that?
There, thank you. I'll follow southward in the Pacific Ridge through the Mariana Islands. There's a lot of energy releasing all the way down through to Guam. There's 6.7 in Guam. Release that energy upward. Now southward, southwest of the Philippines. Mid-range activity popping up there that is the precursor of volcanic activity. At least much of it is under the sea. Drop on down south to Indonesia, the Indonesian crescent borders the Java Trench. Full length of the Java Trench, there's always potential for major tsunami activity, so we clear that energy upward. Now eastward, back to New Guinea. And further to the Solomon Islands. Volcanic activity, much of it underwater. To Vanuatu. 5.6 at Lakatoro, and further eastward to the Tonga Trench, much mid-ocean activity there, southward to New Zealand. There's a 4.5 at Taupo, New Zealand. That's inland. That'll be volcanic activity. Then move eastward to Argentina, South America, Andes Mountains. A lot of inland activity from the subduction zone of the Peru-Chile Trench. It's mostly in the northern part of Chile, bordering Argentina. From there it's pretty quiet until we get up to Central America, Guatemala, Nicaragua. Low range activity from the subduction zone there. I'll go eastward to the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. A cluster of small quakes there ongoing. Then we come to the Atlantic, North Atlantic, and Iceland. And the eruption west-northwest of Hoffen. That's it. And here we gauge the release of we're working directly with the Devic consciousness here. We gauge the release of the lava so that it comes in a steady flow and does not compress and explode, creating volcanic ash. We see that the ongoing release rather than the buildup and decompression that causes volcanic explosions. Now we move south to the Mediterranean region. A series of earthquakes in the eastern mid-Atlantic. These are mid-range, but just show the activity of that plate. Then on eastward to north of India, in the Afghanistan area, there's a series of 4-point earthquakes occurring in that region. On north to Tajikistan. Now eastward to western China. Some minor activity there. And on eastward again, back to our point of beginning. Then eastward into the Central States, Oklahoma region. Very clear the fracking energies. Now back to our point of beginning. Now we lift our awareness up into the mid-range of human activity around the earth. And I'd like to bring Kimry in at this time. Kimry will discuss how we can work with the group she's working with, and how we can unify our intent in Earth Mind to continually bring everything into dominion. Go ahead, Kim.
Okay, I'd like to start with maintaining the space that we're in right now and fold in the principles, underlying principles that we're all working with and on and between and with each other. And this is a group unity vow decree. Defender warriors of truth, sovereignty, liberation. All guardian races serving the one from across all the multiverses. We call upon you to join us now, our unification principle deemed as demonstrated in the waves of Omni Love. We send our group note to you now, our group template, updated, individually and collectively, renewed and forever perpetuated in the eternally sustained light. Our alchemical container is consecrated and dedicated to the purposes of one, and we endeavor to be the knower of God, to then be the way shower of God. Sustain us in the eternal power of our consecration. We have called for your gatekeeping in order to hold our community, our missions, our mutual highest purposes in service to the one light, our source, the living light code. Our intention is unification, the Christ principle, as an energetic reality here and now. We request the handshake of our community to fortify our spiritual links through the universal cosmic triad and into the core of one, the 0-point God matrix, that which is the source of our genesis. With deep reverence for all life, dear God, breathe your life codes into all created form. We set our intention now to be remembered to that which we are, fully, completely, and totally. To state our mutual purpose as one, resurrect all inorganic patterns to the organic living light now. And so that we say, thank God, we are the cosmic Christ. And so it is, lovingly decreed. From that place, I want to just fold in my experience of this interconnected thread of light that the higher frequency timelines and dimensions that we are all participating in based on the harmonic and frequency that we establish for ourselves and that groups like this establish inside of a community, sort of like that pebble going into the pond. We're working together in our dream time and in our awake time, in our presence of now, and I want to just share with you the experience that we are holding and some of us are witnessing. And that is this purification, a deep purification process that we are holding space for, holding hands, holding hearts, assisting in this great time of harvest. But there is this great purification process of all of the old chapters, the old ways, the old paradigms, simply by natural universal law, no longer able to exist or dance within the same dominion that we're holding with our frequency light rays. And so it's a time of deep reverence and a time of deep honor, and the work that this global universal healing united prayer group has been affecting is so profound. And I believe that our work will be seen very soon in the physical world. And so much of the work that we've done has actually prevented a lot of disruption and further harm to mankind who's emerging out of a very dark frequency quarantined location in our solar system. So from that place, Frank, I'm sharing about the journey with the Lemurian crystal, 36 pounds of Lemurian crystal with a consciousness here to assist us in remembering who we are. And as we are remembering who we are, simultaneously we are taking the layers of what we are not is being extracted and falling away and being flushed, if you will. And we are uniting at a global diplomatic level where the strength of the will of the light of the Legion of God has intended for those of us that are remembering our place and our positions to assist those that have participated in the quarantine and in the oppression to fall under new management. And this process is happening through free will and invitation in order to honor the principles and the values of cause no harm, cause no loss, and do not interfere in another's path to their own divine source. So this transition that we're in, a very delicate, honorable process, is happening at the highest levels where the spirituality frequencies are connecting the light grids of our planetary brothers and sisters that are working with and through and via us here, up and down the ladder, if you will. And so the knowing that the light bodies are unifying, the crystal cities are building and are about to become present, viscerally experienced by those who are energetically migrating toward those cities and toward those paradigms, constructs, and procedures. So it is being shown to me that the prophecy and our promised gifts and promised reparations and promised safety and security is actually becoming a reality here in this 3D. And because we live in a free will universe, a lot of the magic that's happening is happening behind what I would call the broadcast scenes. There's scenes being broadcast right now for the collective to help them bridge their understanding of where we're going. And then there's scenes happening in communities, townships, missions, living rooms, churches, mosques, all around the planet that are assisting in it's really a re-establishment of a pure, loving, unified a legion of selfless workers. So I love that you are visioning, Frank, and along with all the universal healers here, we're visioning that collective connecting like the chain link and connecting our arms together. We have been working together, but now we're bringing it into the visceral, bringing it into this foundation where our feet touch the ground and we have this presence with one another and this knowing. And from that, the crystal city is born. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be here today. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them.
How does Yorick work with the other crystal skulls in that grid?
Well, what we're understanding is that 85% of our Gaia's Earth crust is actually formulated from the water itself and the elements, is crystalline itself. So we have a crust of a breastplate, if you will, of crystalline, multi-mineral crystalline crust on this Earth's surface. And the fastest way for the mineral kingdom to communicate with each other is through water. So what we're recognizing is the crystals being made of water in their solid chrysalis form now allows them to actually hold and store the memory, the information. It's retrievable information. So Yorick being sort of on top of that landmass and all the other crystal skulls traversing around are essentially creating energetic portals. You could picture them like a rotating tube of light, and wherever these crystal skulls are called to be, picture the rotating tube that goes up through the atmosphere, through the clouds and through the atmosphere into the spectrum of our solar system, but also rotating down in and through, pass through the Earth's core also. So depending on the frequency that those living systems are vibrating at, the crystal skulls essentially are doorways in our time-space continuum that is in this spherical motion in concert with the Earth's rotation. These wormholes or portals, depending on the frequency that living system is vibrating at, will determine purification or exhilaration. And so what we're watching is people having their experiences of wanting to just let go and fall naked and release all of the old behaviors, starving for something new. And then the other people who already have done all that soul work are starving for the unity and the unification in order to expand our own vessels to the size that they actually really in essence are. We are big, we're big as the stars, right? So we're finding ourselves no longer wanting to be contained in a singularity. Rather, we want to be an omnunarity, if there is such a thing. That's where the crystal city formation constructs come from. As we unite together, our body, our Earth's surface of our land, of our skin, no longer is a confiner container, or rather it becomes a pod that's able, like a cell, to literally link up to another cell to expand that light body in 2, in 3, in 4, in 5, right? So the crystals are actually assisting doing that crystal mineral grid work in and through and with the crystal that's connected to our third eye, our pineal gland, and the crystal that's connected to our heart grid, which is assisting in reigniting the dormant DNA strands at the pace that each sovereign being is requesting.
Okay, that's a wonderful extrapolation of the same information that I gained years ago. And also the realization that these originally worked in conjunction with the pyramidal grid around the world. that every pyramid had a crystal skull, or at least a crystal idol or something of some kind at its core, down at its lowest point, so it would have direct resonance with the earth mind energies, the earth consciousness, and through that, resonating out through the crystal grid you spoke of, which is the silicon dioxide in the crust of the earth, that gigantic computer chip. That also is a storehouse of everything having any kind of oh gosh, I'm listening now, give me a moment. All right. Our DNA of our bodies are resonators of crystalline consciousness also, because every strand of DNA has silicon dioxide in the cell walls. And so, consequently, our cells are living resonators with the consciousness that is earth mind consciousness, and the pyramids were created to direct, just as you stated, an energy portal through the crystal skulls to outer consciousness, other worlds and other civilizations that came to the earth over the last 300,000 years and experienced their time on earth for whatever purpose they chose to come and experience and grow and evolve. And those that constructed the pyramids, even many that are not actively in presence now because of erosion and whatnot, those pyramids, the link, the structure is still there. And we can tune in directly to that. And I'd like to show you how to do that now. Take your awareness deep into your heart center, to the spirit center. This is the center of spiritual consciousness, the God Force center. And feel, just let it expand out through your physical body now. Let that point of light grow through your entire system. And do you feel it feels like this internal light is just expanding through you and out into your aura. Now, because your point of attention is on this, you've already connected your soul center with the spirit center. And the souls, our souls are that free evangelistical aspect of God Force consciousness that can travel anywhere, anytime. And its function is to allow the God Force consciousness to experience all things in all ways. So just directly connect that consciousness into the spirit that holds all form and reality in the 0 point of the heart, and feel that expansion out through your bodies as light grows within you. Now the light is growing through the crystal consciousness in the cells, and that's connected through your low self into the earth mind crystal consciousness, the earth mind consciousness. Drop your awareness, carrying this glow, this light down into the crust of the earth now, and feel yourself expand around the earth. And take your awareness to the pyramidal structures around the world, those that have not been discovered or intruded within still have their crystal skull or their active center of consciousness. Unite now with that active center of consciousness, earth mind consciousness, and feel an intensification of the light within you in resonance with the crystal skulls, no matter where they may be, and with the pyramids, no matter where they may be. The pyramids run entirely around the world in a belt of higher consciousness. Now unify yourselves within the crystal consciousness and select one pyramid and feel the center of consciousness at the lower apex of the under pyramid, as above, so below, in the quadrihedron. Now lift yourself up through that pyramid and allow your consciousness to shoot out the top of the pyramid directly to the planet of our source. And you'll notice that your particular planet may be different. Your particular pyramid may have a different origin, because there has been 5 generations of the pyramid structures on Earth. Now go back to your home, feeling yourself come into perfect alignment with the lateral grid of the pyramids and the lateral soul consciousness of everyone in form at this time. And tap in through the oversoul, your oversoul, through the beam, coming up through the pyramid, through the apex of the pyramid, to your home planet. And go there and experience your soul memory of your origin. It may be simply a resonance of love, unconditional love coming into your hearts at this time, of joy, of a sense of belonging and of being home, of being safe, knowing that everything in your experience is okay. What you're experiencing will continually change and evolve as you put your desire and will into the experience. And asking for your soul memory to open up and bring in more of the experiences of the past to aid you in this experience. Now extend this glow of awareness, this progression of consciousness to the 3 dimensions on this earth, into the 4th dimension. Extend your awareness out into all the other humans on earth, directly through the crystal resonance in your systems and through earth mind. And resonate the principles of dominion that you have experienced in other lifetimes, in other realms. The principles of dominion, which include unconditional love, giving, sharing, nurturing, empowering, healing, teaching, and always leading everyone, to a higher level of consciousness in this growth process. Because this is a process where We all do it together. Particularly send your resonance into those dedicated to domination, that have carried the power grid of domination control for the last 26,000 years. Direct your attention to them and with love generate right choice in their consciousness, so they know and understand and make right choice to deliver the abundance back to the populace, to surrender the power to the will of the whole. And in doing this, we feel the entire earth consciousness, the vibration of all the oscillating crystals that are humans. We feel a rise in frequency. In fact, we just lift it up, but in your own center point of attention to a higher place in your own particular crystalline grid. Just raise your point of attention up to your forehead. Into your clear thinking mind, where you make right choice through the prompting of the indwelling soul. And I feel everyone respond, and the entire consciousness of Earth lightens up. All the activities that are involved in the financial restructure now are done with right choice and unconditional love in the principles of dominion. We resonate that into Earth mind, so that becomes the ongoing instinctive consciousness of all humans. And we do this in direct resonance to all the pyramidal structures on Earth, following the guidance, reaching for the guidance of those who have gone before, descended masters and all other beings, bringing in a direct flow of higher consciousness into the pyramids in response to our request, distributing it out through the lower part of the pyramidal structures, their earth mind, into the general consciousness of all earth mind. And we feel that resonance occurring. And we fill it with unconditional love from the galactic flow. Feeling our hands get hot and tingling. Bring your hands together about 8-10 inches apart and feel an energy field grow and glow between your hands. That's the direct response of the left hand negative polarity of earth mind, right hand positive polarity of oversoul. So through the intent of oversoul, we build in this ball of energy dominion, the principles and understanding of dominion, and as this globe of energy we're creating represents the entire earth. We look into the future and see Earth in the fourth dimension, in higher frequencies, using our gifts and abilities. We project that into our globe. Now we send that globe out, that energy ball out to every other human on earth, into their hearts, so it becomes a living part of their consciousness. And so it is. Now bring your awareness back into your own systems, and in the field we've created, the morphogenic field of the world healers. The earth mind healers and universal mind all unifying together as the core, just as the crystal skulls are the core origin of consciousness that are responding to the galactic flows of consciousness. So our own core reality becomes fully in resonance with the crystal skulls. And it's all of humankind. And so it is. All right, bring your awareness back up into your own soul center now, the frontal lobes. Okay, Kimry, did we miss anything there?
I think that was truly a journey. I mean, it was just a journey. I definitely felt like I was being pulled upward the whole time. And then when you started speaking about the light between our hands, wow. I mean, I think it's happening for us all the time. It's just bringing that presence and that knowing to it. I really think it's amazing. I would like to point our attention before we finish up this first part to translating into a language where people can start to understand what it is that this group is doing, and then encourage and inspire others to join in groups in their area, in their city, in their counties, in their little parishes, right? The more of these groups we can get to unite, the faster this process will go for us. Yeah? So if you don't mind, I'd like to read a couple paragraphs of a link that I'm sharing with you all there, so JP can have it up in the notes if he'd like. If we have a few minutes, do we have a few minutes, JP?
We have 6 minutes.
Okay, perfect. So, for many people, the time has required polarity integration between the dismantling and the newly reassembled parts of these required patterns being synthesized into one's consciousness. We are undergoing what is called timeline collapse. Within certain dimensions of our identities, our collective consciousness on this planet, and the result can be intense to surreal at best for the awakened starseeds. Another elevation to the next stair step rung on the ladder in bifurcation in timelines is opening its aperture and moving us to another location in space right now. Although many people on Earth cannot sense the physical perception of these changes happening deep in the subatomic layers, many undergo its polarizing impacts to our sense of identity. This is a great inner purge occurring. All the hidden demons and devils' egos, aliens, and their foreign substances, machinery in previous timelines are being raised up to the surface. Most people in the masses are very confused what they're looking at, and it threatens their belief system. They tend to use an ego defense mechanism such as repression, suppression, or projection in order to cope. This is vastly significant as it marks the astrological resolution of levels of the miasmatic blueprint of many karmic histories of black matter, miasma in cellular memory record. The result of when this release occurs is related to the bifurcation made in the time fields and the choice the consciousness has made in its journey back to the source fields. They are alternate paths of rehabilitation and evolutionary change, which all lead ultimately to the same singularity, to join with source fields. So this is part of what we're doing. And then just real quick on the crystalline piece, our planetary logos is linking through the Earth core and into the ultraviolet crystal located in the Mother Earth star body in Andromeda core, which generates rays of plasma gas crystalline light source from throughout the Earth crust and up. Clearly, this is significant. The change is directly related to the Sophianic body correction and our personal spiritual centers. This is what you were speaking about just mainly our crown chakra, our third eye, pineal, and our pituitary gland, our heart, our physical brain, and our vibrational thought forms. So this is talking about the effects of what this clear, concise meditation and intention that you're putting forth in your language, bringing it into the sound and into the conscious view of those in the unified field together. We're in a dance.
Perfect. Yeah, in early, we're all saying the same thing because it's coming from intuitive prompting and guidance through our indwelling soul. Our soul consciousness, our awakening, throwing off the hypnotism, the memory of the loss of our memory is receding in our souls, and we're coming back. All right, Kimberly, I'd like to thank you very much for your participation today, and we look forward to more as we evolve and grow into higher consciousness. And I'd also like to announce that for everyone listening, and bring your friends in on this, I have been given an incredible new meditation technique which brings together a lot of the elements that we've been studying for the last several years into a methodology, a technique for accessing our core reality and clearing the core negativity from our reality and from Earth Mind. And so we will do that Sunday night. And as we do that, it's going to bring to completion what we began today, which is expressing the intent to have clarity, understanding, and the forethought to prepare ourselves for what is coming. So with that said, we'll see you all Saturday for Earth Mind again, which I'll remind you of this. Then Sunday night show, that 6 to 7 hour will be dedicated to this new clarity meditation that I've developed. Okay, JP, I think we're through. And thank you, Kimberly.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, thanks everybody.
Thank you, JP.
Oh